Hello there, everybody. My geometry cats. Today we're going to look at proportions. So we're continuing on our 6.1a path. Today we're going to start off with ratios, or I'm sorry, not ratios, but proportions. Now, many of y'all may be wondering what's the difference between proportions and ratios. Well, not much. A proportion is going to be an equation. So it's going to be an equation, not just a comparison. Between two different ratios that are equal. Okay, we're gonna write it usually as a fraction, something like a over b. Yeah, that's an a. Deal with it. Equals c over d. Now for these, we are gonna cross multiply to solve these beasts. Okay, so this is a nice little review of algebra. We're gonna cross multiply, right? Pow, pow, pow. So that means a times d is gonna equal b times c. It's a nice little review of algebra. Honestly, I use this a lot. This is probably one of the most used things I have in geometry. Alright, let's take a look and solve some. Alright, let's take a look at number 11. Now, right away, I could cross multiply. Pow, pow. So I said 4 times 7 equals 2 times x. And you would have gotten 28 equals 2x, so x was 14. Divide both sides by 2, of course. Now let's say you want to do this a different way. Well, you could. You could do this a different way. It'd be wild. You could say, what do I multiply 4 by to get to 2? Well, 2. Right? Oh, I'm sorry, I divide by 2. I went the wrong way. By times by 2, they go from 2 to 4. So 7 times 2 is 14. I'm just thinking about equivalent fractions, right? Instead of reducing, I'm re-upping, make bigger-ing. Now that works when it's easy to see, but like for 12, how do you go from 12 to 10? That's not so easy, right? Or 10 to 12, I should say. So ones like this, it's going to be advantageous just to cross multiply. If you see the pattern, by all means, feel free to use it. Let's take a look at 13. I don't know how to go from 6 to 19. That'd be wild. So I'm going to cross multiply. So I do 6 times 13 equals 19 times. Make sure you put this whole piece in parentheses or you're going to have a bad time. Alright? 6 times 13 is 78. That 19 has to distribute to both terms. So that's going to be 19x minus 19. And from here, I'm going to use some good old-fashioned algebra and add 19 to both sides. And I get 19x equals 97. Then I divide both sides by 19 to get my magic number of x equals, drum roll, 5.1. Alright. Alright. Let's do some more. Let's get wild. These get pretty wild. Ooh. Yeah, I think we should. Alright. So let's take a look at 17. We're going to cross multiply. So I do 3 times x minus 11 equals 18. That pen's going to be too large. Times x minus 20. I'm going to distribute the 3 to both terms. So I get 3x minus 33 equals 18x minus 360. Okay, so I'm going to subtract the 3x over and get 15x. Right, subtract the 3x over. I'm going to add the 360 over. Because I don't like to deal with negatives. Get 327. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 15 to get x is 21.8. Alright. Alright, this next one we're going to get really wild. I need some more room. I'm gonna use the side box actually. Alright, let's try 19 out. I'm gonna cross multiply, right? So I'm gonna do it 5 times 27 equals x minus 1 times x plus 5. Ruh-roh, Reggie. This is gonna be a tricky little thing right here. So 5 times 27 is 135. Now, do you guys remember what to do when you see a mess like this? We got to FOIL this, right? First, so x times x is x squared. Last, x times 5 is 5x. Then I'm going to do my negative 1 times x, so it's minus 1x. My negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. And now I'm going to combine like terms next. Alright, so I'm going to combine like terms to get x squared. 5 minus 1 is 4. 4x. Minus 5 equals 135. And now I say, Mr. Twilliger, I don't know how to do this. That's how I would sound. You guys don't sound like that, but I sound like that. So this is a quadratic equation. We have to factor this. So we have to get this equal to 0 first. Whenever you see x squares and x's, you got to get it equal to 0 first, at least at this level of mathematics. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract over that 135 to get it so it's equal to 0. So this is 0. And negative 5 minus that's negative 140. Alright. Now let's see what y'all remember about factoring. So to factor, we're going to take this highlight in blue. That's a great idea, Mr. Twigler. So I'm going to take that 140, right? Take that 140. Negative 1. Yeah, right in yellow. Nice job, Mr. Twigler. Take negative 140. Find out what times what multiplies negative 140 and adds to 4. Alright. So I know they have to be relatively close to each other. So I'm going to start with 10. And I know that my bigger number has to be positive, right? This is a plus 4. So I'm going to do negative 7 and 20. Negative 7 plus 20 is 13. Not 4. It's not that one. Then I'm going to do, does 8 go into it? I don't think so. 9, no. What about negative 10? Negative 10 and 14? Negative 10 plus 14 is 4. That is the winner right there. So I'm going to factor this beast into x minus 10 times x plus 14. Okay? So then you set each piece equal to 0. Because what's anything times 0? 0. So I set x minus 10 equals 0. And x plus 14 equals 0. Hopefully you don't have to do too much thinking on this. It's always the opposite of what's in your parentheses. So the answers would have been 10 and 14. Well, negative 14. So it's 10 and negative 14. We'll go over that again tomorrow. Factoring, we might need a little review. But I hope you guys learned something. Hope you enjoy. Have a great day.